Well, for today's mysterious self-transformation tarot reading, we have the classic Rider-Waite tarot. And you know, sometimes when I read, it'll take me a minute for things to hit me, and other times it'll take no time at all. And so as these were coming up, it was coming to me before I even had them, set down. I'd see it and go, ah, yes, okay. So pretty cool when that happens. And it could have other interpretations for other people, of course, but for me today was pretty clear. We have the 5 of pentacles or pentagrams or discs or coins, whatever you prefer, followed by strength and the Queen of Wands. And so let's take a look at these. Excuse me. So starting out, we don't have the most prosperous looking picture there, do we? If we take a look at these two folks in the cold, one might even remind us of the Charles Dickens character, Tiny Tim, can barely walk, he has some issues there. I'll bet we've all felt something like that, if not literally without a home or food to go to. We've felt destitute. Every single one of us has at one or another time felt something related to this. And it's been depressing, it's been hopeless, it's been all we can do just to get through the cold, just to get through it. Maybe without shoes, as the snow keeps falling. Even well-off people, maybe in an emotional way, they've lost friends, can relate to this. And we do well to think on that. Maybe you found yourself in that position now. Maybe you found yourself in that position recently. If you found yourself in that position recently and you've continued to move forward, as these two figures have, you'll find yourself here. And so this stands as a really cool instance, a really direct instance, where we demonstrate that the minor arcana can act as the catalyst for major change, for major secrets to reveal themselves. And here this holds true with strength. Strength, which we've gotten by getting through these situations, maybe a literal situation, a very tangible situation, and then we arrive at this position where the lion and the tamer trade places. The lion becomes docile. We've gotten through. We've gotten through. And now that we understand how this particular challenge works, the mechanics that underlie it, we can deal with it, we can subdue it, and we can make it something that we can use. I find this interesting. Although a different card from a different deck, take a look at what the Black Flame Tarot did with the Prince of Wands. Now, look at this. Imagine that roaring lion that we don't see in these pictures facing these two. They keep going, but they feel as if they will soon pass into the jaws of a roaring lion. But then somehow a change takes place within them, and they turn it into a vehicle for their progress. They turn it into a mode of transportation as they progress. So when you encounter difficult, seemingly insurmountable challenges, don't give up. They may prove useful, and they may in fact prove themselves the very thing you needed. They were the key to moving further. I want to take a moment also to compare this card with the Rider-Waite Tarot de Marseille restoration, and we'll notice a couple of important details here. I consider them very important. First of all, they face in different directions, do they not? In this one, I can find it significant because here we've tamed the beast, but we haven't necessarily set our eyes on something else, on moving forward. Here, we most definitely have. We want to exercise caution here. We can get through something and then decide, all right, I've done it. Then we can take a seat and go where? Well, we don't know, and we could stagnate out real quick. Here we see a different depiction of them moving forward, and of course in this other card that I consider kind of related, we see also a very forward-moving attitude. But you'll also notice something featured on the bottom of this particular card, and a few of the cards in the Tarot de Marseille Alejandro Jodorowsky restoration feature these little vertical lines. They differ in number depending on which card you look at. And he, for whatever reason, he put those in there. He believes that they were on some of the cards originally in the Marseille. And depending on their number, they may refer to other cards in the major arcana. In this case, 20 of them. And here, of course, we see the 20, the Judgment card. He feels that when they refer, as he theorizes, to another card, the other card, sort of by default, bears some consideration. And so, just as a side note here, this strength, like I was saying earlier, just a moment ago, shouldn't stall us out in our progress. In fact, it probably took awakening something in ourselves to build and call upon that strength. And going through that process, which may have been very unfamiliar, will also awaken new things. This card unlocks a great deal of future potential for a cyclical spiral way of life, way of dealing with things. So bear that in mind. The majors sometimes relate to one another in ways that we don't think about, maybe readily or as often. But going along with this, we arrive at the Queen of Wands. Going through things and building new parts of ourselves fall right into the wand category. And so I would even dare say that the Queen sort of presides over this whole reading. She doesn't come as just the conclusion. She presides over this situation. And she does so with authority. She's been through these things and finds herself now positioned with new life that she's created. She finds herself able to gaze with authority and some degree of comfort over her accomplishments, over her achievements. She may feel very enthused and accomplished, as she well should, but she must not stop there. This seat has been reserved for power, for authority, and perhaps to some degree for comfort. But if we get too fixated on those things, we will not get up, we will not move, and we will not continue to play through that thing we described earlier, that strength awoke within us that will continue to propel our growth and our development. So don't stop. Don't stop. She has done a lot. She feels good about it. Now the need for meaning and purpose enters the picture. And instead of looking only to the future, if she turns her gaze backward, she can find many of the secrets for doing exactly that. I hope that whatever you've been through, find yourself going through in the present, or find yourself going through in the future, will not defeat you. I hope that you will not let it defeat you. Instead, look into its eyes. Remember which of you has the true strength, and which of you stands as an obstacle, as a challenge and an opponent that permits for the demonstration of how much something means to you. You will come through it if you only let yourself, and you will come through it a new, strengthened, and fundamentally different person if you only let yourself. As always, thanks for watching. Take a look at the other videos that I'll post in the next few days and that I've posted before, and please subscribe for updates so that you can see those and maybe pass them along to your friends. Leave thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, or other interpretations in the comments section. And until next time, you fine folks, stay well and keep on transforming.